Hey guys, this is Spiffy Guy, and I'm out here for another quick garden update. It's the end of April 29th, and I tried to do this a little earlier, but we've been having some weather and we've been busy, and so things just keep progressing. So let's talk about what you missed here. So we got the garden barrel for the strawberry. I'm doing the video for this right now, the build video, so I'll have that up. And you can see we got 4 plants. They were on sale at Home Depot. So we got a couple up top, and then this one over here, it didn't like being transplanted, but we'll see what happens. I got the garden barrel planted out. Somebody had commented about the garden barrel and that it didn't look like it did very well, and the reason it looked like that was because I hadn't planted it yet. So I've got kale and spinach in here. We're doing even odd. I numbered my pockets. So I got some kale in here, and then the spinach in the evens, and I went all the way around. And up top I've got some oregano and things like that. And you know, so far as nothing's sprouting. And I'll be honest, I didn't have good luck with that oregano last year, and I may just put in some basil or dill or something. We'll put something up top here. This massive kale is one plant that survived the winter, and it is going nuts. I'm kind of hoping, I need to kind of cut it back really. I'm hoping that it is going to seed actually, because it'd be nice to get some seeds. This kale is the dwarf Siberian kale, and you can see one of them is just massive. Imagine a whole field full of it. Up here we're doing all right. We've got everything planted in the U-shaped bed. Things are going all right. I'm having some issues with some bugs. I have roly-polies, you know, little potato bugs, seed bugs. They go by a bunch of different names, but woodlouse I think is the technical term, and they're kind of a pain in the butt, and they've been eating some of my seedlings. So far they've eaten 2 of my acorn squash, and it looks like they're going to try to get that guy in the corner there. But I did have some larger ones, and they seem to be doing all right. Tomatoes are doing good. I planted the cucumbers by seed, and so they're coming up in the back. I do have a couple dwarf, or the Mexican gherkins, which should be interesting. And we've got the lubao radishes. They're already getting second leaves. Those radishes are going to make, they're going to have like 2-pound radishes. It's going to be awesome. Super cool. So I got a bunch of them over there. So over here, what do we got? We got chives going. We've got the onions. And this I planted with Tom Thumb peas. So these are a cool pea plant. You can find these at rareseeds.com, and they will get only about 9 inches tall and produce peas on them. So they're really good for containers and small spaces. I planted a whole bunch in there, and you can see I kind of got a weird little watering thing. I'm still messing with the irrigation, figuring it out. I did replace some of the adjustable red ones with a straight ½ gallon per hour. And I've used the tubing here, as you can see, to kind of spread out where I want to be. This is at a bit of an angle, so if I water up top, it kind of goes down this way. These are some leftover plants. I got to find a spot for them or give them away. Over here in this small bed, we're doing all right. I've got zucchini coming in. This one got eaten already, so once again, problems with the roly-polies. I did get some pepper plants from the store. These are the Mammoth jalapenos. I wanted to try those, but I have the tomatoes all in the back. Over here on the sides, I've got the peas, the Maestro garden peas coming up, and we've got some of the cantaloupe and the lemon drops, and then in the half I have carrots. The onions, the green onions here are doing fantastic. I am letting them go to seed. Keep in mind that I cut these down in February, and they came back with a massive vengeance. But this is a perennial bed. They're just, it's always going to be green onions. So if they do go to seed, I'm going to go ahead and dump the seeds back in there. Same with the onions. I do have some flowers coming up, and I'll pull some of these onions and use them up. Down here I put some cilantro in here, and I'm kind of still, like I said, working on the figuring out the whole irrigation, because these are pretty much kind of a spot drip area and not of a spray. So I got to figure out what I'm doing. And you know, so what I may end up doing is I may end up taking some of those the 1/4-inch pipe or hose and go off the blue emitters and then bring it out to the various parts. But this is all radish in here, the regular radish. In the back I put in some rat's tail radishes, and then we've got pumpkins. This is the pumpkin seeds that we pulled out of the store-bought pumpkins. You can see this guy is super cool right here, and he's still got part of the shell on him. super cool. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the pumpkins out of the bed and we're just gonna run them along over here. This is an area that doesn't get used, and you know, we kind of roll over there. Last year I had some zucchini and some things pop up back here. Looks like I've got some curly dock. This is just sort of my junk area where I have my sifter and, you know, leftover pipes and things like that. So occasionally I'll throw seeds back there and see what happens. And that's pretty much about it. The compost is starting to compost a little bit better now that it's warmed up. And I'm going to go to the store at some point and get some of that horse bedding, the compressed sawdust, and throw that in there along with my leaves as a good carbon source. So the things I need to do is I need to get in my tomato cages that I put on the peppers. So we have tomato cages on all the peppers. I need to put in our trellis line right here, and you know, that way the tomatoes can go up. I don't think I'm gonna have an issue getting those in there. And let's see, stake out some of the peppers until they can you know, get large enough for the cages. And that's about it. Other than that, things are going well. And so if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Like I said, this is pretty much what I got going on, and things are going well. I got to deal with my potato bug problem. I heard a diatomaceous earth is good for that. So if you have suggestions on that, I'm going to mix up a batch of the neem oil and salicylic soaps and spray that on here, and hopefully they'll leave my darn plants alone, because I got to eat. And I like to eat. I want to encourage you guys to go out and eat. I had an awesome salad the other day with some of these chives in there and some green onions and some store-bought frozen peas, but you know, and kale. But you know, I don't have peas yet, so I got to use store-bought. Anyway, so we're just keeping on. You got any questions, comments? I know I said that. I'm kind of rambling. So just leave them down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that sort of thing. And I want to know how your garden's doing. So go ahead and post it up down there. And who knows what you might find in your garden. You might find things popping up behind kale plants. So just remember that life's an adventure, and go out and have one.